You want me to put that on my tudger?
Stress patch pap walk. Hello, I'm HG Tudor, fresh from enjoying Depeche Mode in the beautiful city of Oslo. I've been sharing some of the concert with you, a few snippets here and there. But back to other matters, and picture the scene if you will. It's Monty's shit show. Harry has managed to escape for a little bit and has pissed off to Japan and Singapore. He's enjoying being himself for once and having ready access to his crayons and building blocks and Play-Doh. Happy Harry. But what about Harry's wife? She's had to stay back in Monty's shit show. And of course, the ever-presence of the creature is making itself known, gnawing away, reminding her of her deficiencies. And as a consequence of its craven call, she feels that need for fuel. She doesn't know that that's what she craves. She can't place her finger upon it, such is the life of the unaware narcissist. But she needs people to control, and she needs to suck the fuel from them. And therefore, as she is sat there in her 37,000 flushing toileted mansion, she remarks, "Hey, Mama, I need some ideas." What's that? Oh, this is real good shit. Not now, Mama. I need people to see me. I know. I'm gonna put on a coat and walk around a car park with a target on my arm. That'll get them talking about me and not that ginger bastard. Yeah. You do whatever you need to do, honey. I'm just gonna stay here, yeah. So it probably went something like that, the interaction between Harry's wife and her mother, as she decided it was time to seek out some fuel and try to manage her facade. The result, of course, was another pap walk, and this time with a stress patch to boot. Harry's wife needs the attention because it's fuel, and she just happens to be spotted wearing a coat and a scarf, despite the fact that it's warm weather. And she just happens to be spotted in a car park, or parking lot, as our transatlantic cousins would say. And I should imagine that all she did was actually walk across the car park, walk back again, walk down some stairs, and make it seem like she's up to something interesting, when the whole purpose of it was to ensure that she was photographed so that she would end up in the press. I don't think she specifically went anywhere. I don't think she was actually doing anything. This is just another example of Harry's wife's need to be seen. And she'll have found some guy nearby who apparently is a bodyguard. Or maybe he's just random guy off the street, as she said, $100 if you walk down the stairs with me and across this car park with me a few times. And he's thinking, easy gig, I'll take that. The fact is, Harry's wife isn't doing anything interesting. Of course it gets commented upon, because plenty of people want to know what she's up to, usually for the purposes of lambasting her and taking the piss. And she makes it so easy, because everybody knows that she has this thirst for fuel. Everybody knows that she wants to be seen. And this time, she does it trussed up with another beige. She can call it camel, but we all know it's a beige coat. I mean, you look at the bodyguard, and as you can see from the pictures that are floating across your screen, the bodyguard's there, he's got his trousers on, and he's got a short-sleeve shirt. So it looks like it's fairly warm. It's August, and it's California. And yet Harry's wife decides she has to wear a thick coat. Yeah, and that shows the mentality of the woman. The Daily Mail with Kamal Sultan reports, Harry's wife is spotted wearing a $4 anti-stress patch that provides resonance and frequencies for calm on wrist, as she dons wool coat and scarf despite warm California weather. So I'm not the only one that notes that what she's wearing is incongruous to the conditions. Harry's wife has been snapped wearing a $4 anti-stress patch and a $1,600.25 heavy wool coat despite the balmy California weather. The Duchess of Sussex, 42, was without her husband, Prince Harry, who is currently in Southeast Asia, as she attended an appointment in her hometown of Montecchio, walking down some stairs and across a car park, with a bodyguard by her side. She donned a $1,650, it's gone up by $25 since I first mentioned it. Astonishing. What appreciation. Max Mara wool coat for the outing, even though it was warm in Montecchio that day. Temperatures climbed as high as 73 degrees Fahrenheit, 22.7 degrees centigrade, and didn't drop below 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees centigrade. So she will have been sweating away, perhaps creating more pit stains of doom. Also notable was the new calm stress patch on her left wrist. Now, in the photograph, it makes it look like Harry's wife is talking into it. She probably is, probably talking to herself. The patches, which cost $80 for a pack of 20, are said to provide resonance and frequencies, as well as a sensation of calmness. Surely all she needed to do was have a few tokes on Mama Doria's ganja. But still, users of the product are instructed to place one disc 3 finger lengths away from the edge of their left wrist and warned not to place it on their right. Why? Does it work in reverse if you put it on the right? Do you suddenly find yourself panicking and getting stressed? Each one can only be used once and can be left on for the remainder of the day and through the night. Some people feel a little heat, tingling, or see redness while the disc is on. Fascinating. It's unclear what prompted Harry's wife to wear the patch. Well, I'll tell you. He's trying to seek a gig from Newcom to advertise it for them, so they go, oh look, the grifter's wearing it. Shit. We need to go and get an injunction to stop her advertising our products. Or it's by way of pity play to suggest that she's stressed and that she needs to calm and that she needs to simmer. Naturally, Harry's wife doesn't get that people are sick and tired of her victimhood because her form of narcissism doesn't allow her to see it. And therefore, she seeks to triangulate people, subconsciously, with the stress patch so that they might feel sorry for her. I should imagine that nobody outside the Suggars does so. Earlier this week, her husband, Prince Harry, was effectively downgraded by the royal family, who removed his Royal Highness title from the family's website page. She was dropped by podcasting giant after producing just one season of her pan show Archetypes, which saw the Duchess interview famous stars, including Mariah Carey and Serena Williams, about stereotypes. It then just talks about how much that deal was worth, the fact that we were called grifters, the fact that Netflix has been struggling in relation to them getting to create anything, and then moves back to the more important matters of explaining that she was snapped wearing immaculate white capri pants held up by a $450 Givenchy belt, a $1,225 Hermes Reyes det shawl, and a $1,380 pair of Chanel goatskin cap toe sling backs, trying to hide the cloven hooves, no doubt. She toted a white Goyard purse worth $1,650. The mum of two's outing in Montecchio comes after she was spotted, purportedly, enjoying a Taylor Swift performance in Los Angeles. Harry's wife was seen walking back from an appointment on Thursday, cloaked in a coat and scarf despite the 70-degree temperature. She was looking at her iPhone in between steps. No doubt, someone please message me, make me feel important. Another pap walk. This is all she can do at the moment. She's not generating anything, not involved in the creation of any content. She just has nothing to do all day other than potter about and make Zoom calls trying to be important and organise pap walks such as this. This is the third or fourth one that's occurred in recent times where she's not actually doing anything, but she needs to be seen. And of course, it's all driven, never forget this, because it's an interaction with other people, it's all driven by her subconscious pursuit of the prime aims. There's nothing else to it. Her narcissism makes her believe that it's something else. But underneath, if you were to pull back the layers, you would see underneath that it's about controlling the viewership, about the readership, about drawing fuel by way of people's responses. And possibly a residual benefit, which might be money, which might be facade management. with everything that the narcissist does when it comes to dealing with other people or the contemplation of dealing with that, then in the circumstances, it's governed by the pursuit of the prime aims. You'll notice as well in the photograph that she specifically wants you to see the stress patch, because you'll notice that she's only rolled up the sleeve on one side, on the left-hand side, not the right-hand side. So she consciously wants people to notice it. And you see the picture where her hand is up by her head. I don't know what she's doing there, scratching some lice or something, or trying to remove a plug of earwax. It's so that it's seen. She knows where the camera is. She wants the camera to pick up on the stress patch in order to triangulate people with it. And she's done so. She knows that she wants to be noticed, but she doesn't understand that she's doing this for the need for fuel and for control, because her narcissism doesn't let her know that. Her narcissism just tells her, you need to be noticed. And thus, she rolls up the left-hand sleeve, but not the right one, as a transparent attempt to assert control over the readership and to draw fuel. It's a see-through pap walk once again, and of course, she doesn't realise that she looks ridiculous and that people commenting on it will be saying, ridiculous, isn't it? Irritating. Also, of course, what does she need a bodyguard for? Interestingly, there's nobody around. It's not like there's hordes of people following her about, although in her head she believes that to be the case. Remember the amphetamine-fueled meerkat response that we saw in Harry and Harry's wife when she thought the man delivering a pizza was paparazzi pursuing them. She believes she's so important that she needs a bodyguard. But for the most part, people are like, oh, it's her. I wouldn't want to bother with her. But she goes around and often turns up at events with loads of bodyguards because she thinks she's so important. If there's anybody that needs protection, it's Harry, as a consequence of the remarks that he made about killing members of the Taliban, etc. But no, Harry's wife, she needs some relatively burly bloke wandering in front of her to make her feel important and special, just in case those hordes of nobody come near her. The Daily Mail has a bit of footage of her walking down the stairs in Santa Barbara. There's nobody around other than the organised PAP person to film and take photos of her. There are no fans. There's no general members of the public going, oh, Harry's wife, hello. None of that whatsoever. And once again, the use of this bodyguard is all about her own self-absorbed self-importance. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.